Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out what looks like a simple 50-cent piece, and suddenly sensing it could be far more than loose change, a silent fortune waiting to reveal its secrets. Right now, across Australia, everyday people, seasoned collectors, and major auction houses are discovering coins that once jingled in pockets, rolled through vending machines, or lay forgotten in old jars. These ordinary-looking pieces, once spent without a second thought, are now sending shockwaves through the numismatic world as their values soar dramatically in today's heated collector market. And the truly astonishing part: some of these coins have become so incredibly rare and fiercely desired that specialists warn certain prized varieties could one day vanish from general circulation altogether as passionate collectors sweep them up forever. Welcome back to the Coin Studio, your ultimate destination where forgotten history collides with jaw-dropping potential value. In today's deep dive, we're exposing 5 ultra-rare Australian coins whose combined collector appeal has left the global numismatic community stunned and scrambling. These aren't mere bits of metal, they're tangible links to epic chapters in Australia's story, quietly transforming into some of the most hunted-after treasures on the planet. One is a legendary commemorative 50-cent piece that millions once overlooked completely. Yet now, elite collectors are shelling out extraordinary sums for the right examples. Stick around until the very end, because the prices these coins are fetching today might leave you speechless, and you could discover that one is already hiding much closer to home than you'd ever imagine. First up, the coin that's capturing everyone's attention, the iconic 1970 Captain Cook bicentenary 50-cent piece. Released to honor the 200th anniversary of Captain James Cook's groundbreaking voyage along Australia's eastern coastline, a journey that forever altered the course of exploration and shaped the nation's destiny. This coin flooded into circulation in massive numbers back in 1970. Over 16 million were struck, passing through bustling streets in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, and beyond. To most Aussies at the time, it was just another handy bit of pocket change, nothing special amid daily life. But fast forward through the decades, and the narrative has flipped entirely. Collectors now hunt relentlessly for those surviving examples that have endured the test of time with remarkable grace. The ones that still display crisp design details, natural toning from years of gentle handling, authentic patina, and that unmistakable character only real circulation can impart, these have become objects of intense desire. Holding one today is like grasping a direct connection to the dawn of European exploration in Australia, a moment when the unknown continent began revealing its secrets to the world. On the reverse, the striking image of Captain Cook standing beside a map of the coastline captures the sheer audacity and adventure of that historic expedition. It's powerful, instantly evocative, and layered with meaning that resonates deeply with history lovers. Paired with the coin's impressive large diameter, robust copper-nickel construction, and commanding presence, it refuses to blend in even after half a century. That enduring physical strength mirrors the lasting impact of Cook's legacy itself. Collectors worldwide are now locked in fierce competition for pieces that strike the ideal harmony, genuine age marks, subtle where that tells a story, yet enough preserved detail to showcase the original artistry. Those faint black spots, light scratches from real-world journeys, and the warm aging tones aren't flaws, they're proof of authenticity, badges of a coin that has truly lived through Australia's modern era while carrying its commemorative spirit intact. In the eyes of serious numismatists, owning one feels less like possessing currency and more like safeguarding a living fragment of the nation's foundational narrative. Demand for historically charged commemorative Australian coins tied to pivotal moments has surged in recent years, fueled by growing global interest in colonial exploration stories and the enduring allure of Cook's achievements. As pristine or character-rich survivors dwindle, lost to time, melted down, or tucked away in private hands, the thrill of the chase intensifies. Fresh collectors join the fray annually, driving prices higher as supply tightens and awareness spreads like wildfire. And now, the revelation that stops so many in their tracks. Select examples of the 1970 Captain Cook bicentenary 50-cent coin, especially those boasting authentic circulation where distinctive black spotting, natural scratches, and still sharp design elements are trading in today's auction arenas for figures that reach well into the hundreds or even thousands in exceptional cases, with top-tier preserved pieces commanding far more than most expect from such a once common issue. Yes, a coin that freely circulated through Australian hands can now fetch serious collector money, sometimes hundreds or climbing toward extraordinary levels when the perfect blend of history, condition, and character aligns. The most thrilling aspect: experts widely predict these values will continue their upward trajectory as more people awaken to their significance, supply stays constrained, and international demand explodes. That classic scarcity plus desire formula is precisely what elevates a commemorative coin into a genuine long-term investment and heirloom treasure. So the next time you spot a 1970 Captain Cook 50-cent piece, maybe in an old coin jar, a family keepsake box, or even your everyday change, pause before you pass it by. Examine it carefully under good light. Check the surface for those telltale signs of genuine aging, the clarity of Cook's figure and the map, the subtle toning that only decades can create. What appears ordinary on the surface might silently hold immense historical weight and a value that dedicated collectors are actively pursuing right now. For anyone building a collection, the golden rule remains preservation. Store them properly in protective holders, shield them from moisture and harsh conditions, and have knowledgeable eyes assess them when possible. Pieces with that authentic, time-earned personality often become the crown jewels that serious enthusiasts covet above all else. The coin collecting universe overflows with tales of unexpected windfalls, someone rummaging through grandma's attic, sorting inherited boxes, or simply checking spare change and stumbling onto something life-changing. That electric possibility is what keeps the hobby so addictive, because the most valuable finds aren't always locked in vaults or displayed in museums. They're frequently the ones that have been overlooked, sitting quietly in plain view for years. Coins like these prove that history doesn't just live in textbooks. It's etched into durable metal, handed down through generations, often unrecognized until the right moment arrives. The rare coin landscape shifts constantly, with fresh surprises emerging every season as overlooked pieces resurface and redefine what's possible. And that's exactly why the Coin Studio exists. To deliver the most electrifying finds, the rarest treasures, hidden gems, and breaking auction revelations straight to you from across Australia and beyond. If you're passionate about unearthing valuable coins and connecting with Australia's rich pass-through metal, hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and join the community, because we drop fresh, up-to-the-minute coin discoveries and value updates every single day. Remember, the next massive breakthrough isn't necessarily waiting in some distant auction room. It could already be tucked away somewhere much closer than you realize, perhaps even in your own pocket right this second. Next up, some coins transcend mere money. They stand as quiet guardians of history, etched with the echoes of events that redefined nations, tested generations, and irrevocably shifted the global landscape. Among Australia's commemorative issues, few pack the same profound emotional depth and historical gravity as the 1995 50-cent piece issued to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II. Launched in 1995 by the Royal Australian Mint, this coin served as a heartfelt tribute to one of humanity's most pivotal turning points, the hard-won peace that followed years of unimaginable struggle, sacrifice, and heroism. It allowed every Australian to carry in their pocket a small, enduring emblem of remembrance, gratitude, and triumph over adversity. Almost 16 million of these coins entered everyday circulation that year, weaving through supermarkets, corner shops, train stations, cafes, and markets from coast to coast. They jingled alongside regular change in Sydney's bustling harbourside, Melbourne's trams, Brisbane's sunny streets, and Perth's vibrant markets. For the average person back then, it was just another interesting commemorative, worth noting for its theme, but ultimately no different from the other coins clinking in pockets or drawers. Yet as time marched on nearly 3 full decades now, something extraordinary unfolded in the collector community. Savvy enthusiasts began spotting how certain surviving pieces had acquired unique, time-wrought characteristics that set them apart dramatically. Subtle brownish spotting patterns, delicate fine scratches from real-world handling, soft surface textures born from gentle circulation over the years. These natural signs of aging transformed the coin into something far more compelling. Experienced collectors quickly recognized that examples displaying authentic patina, genuine wear marks, and still crisp design preservation often eclipse pristine, untouched specimens in desirability. In numismatics, a coin's true allure frequently deepens with age. It gains a soul, a narrative etched by the very passage of time. A piece that bears the subtle scars of decades while holding onto sharp details and harmonious overall condition becomes infinitely more than currency. It becomes a frozen moment, a tangible testament to resilience and memory. This 1995 end of World War II commemorative 50-cent coin embodies that narrative with stunning power. Its reverse design is masterful and deeply moving. Every engraved line, every symbolic element was crafted to evoke profound respect for the veterans, the fallen, and the enduring spirit that secured victory in the face of darkness. It doesn't merely depict an anniversary, it captures the closing of a chapter that reshaped the entire world, touching Australian families in profound ways through service, loss, and eventual peace. For collectors down under and around the globe, that direct link to national pride and international history infuses the coin with lasting significance, layer on the relentless march of time. Nearly 30 years since release means countless examples have vanished, worn out beyond recognition, accidentally discarded, melted in error, or locked away in long-forgotten collections. As high-quality, character-rich survivors grow scarcer year by year, demand surges not just locally, but from international buyers eager for artifacts tied to monumental 20th-century events. And here's where the specific traits you mentioned become truly captivating. A 1995 end of World War II 50-cent coin exhibiting those distinctive brownish spots, visible fine white scratches from circulation journeys, and overall fine preservation strikes an irresistible balance. The aging speaks volumes about authenticity and lived history, while the retained clarity ensures the powerful design elements remain bold and legible. To discerning collectors, this exact combination elevates the coin from common commemorative to a prime target worth pursuing aggressively. Picture holding it right now, the cool metal warmed by your palm, its surface bearing quiet evidence of the decades it has endured, yet the symbolic imagery still standing tall and proud. It almost feels as though the coin has journeyed alongside Australia itself, from the reflective mid-1990s through economic shifts, cultural changes, and into the present, silently carrying forward the lessons of sacrifice and unity. And now, the revelation that stops hearts and sparks frenzied searches. Amid skyrocketing interest in Australian commemoratives linked to watershed global moments, examples of the 1995 end of World War II 50-cent coin, particularly those with authentic brownish spotting, natural circulation scratches, and solid fine-condition detail, are commanding impressive figures in today's vibrant auction landscape. In standout cases blending genuine wear, character, and preservation, values climb into the hundreds or higher, with exceptional pieces fetching far more than anyone might guess from a once-everyday issue. Yes, a coin that once bought coffee or bus fares across Australia can now deliver serious returns in the collector arena, hundreds of dollars, and potentially much more when history, condition, and that elusive authentic personality align perfectly. The excitement doesn't stop there. Seasoned experts forecast steady, upward momentum for these historically resonant pieces. As fading memories drive newer generations to seek physical connections to the past, as global awareness of WWII anniversaries grows, and as supply continues to tighten inexorably, the classic equation of limited availability plus swelling passion fuels ongoing appreciation. That's the alchemy that turns a simple commemorative into a genuine heirloom-quality treasure with lasting potential. So if you ever stumble across a 1995 end of World War II Australian 50-cent coin, perhaps tucked in an old wallet, rattling in a family coin tin, buried in a drawer of keepsakes, or even turning up in loose change, don't rush past it. Take a careful look under bright light. Study the surface for those telling brownish spots, the fine scratches that whisper of real use, the warm toning only time can bestow. What once seemed insignificant might quietly harbor deep historical resonance and a value that active collectors are chasing right now with determination. For serious hobbyists, the key principles endure. Exercise patience, prioritize protection, house them in archival holders, guard against humidity and damage, handle with care. Coins that maintain integrity through the years often see their worth compound as each anniversary passes. The realm of coin collecting brims with incredible tales of serendipity, people sorting through attics full of heirlooms, inheriting dusty boxes, casually flipping through change jars, and suddenly uncovering life-altering finds. That pulse-quickening chance keeps the passion alive for millions, because the greatest prizes rarely hide in fortified vaults or glossy display cases. They're more often the overlooked ones, resting unassumingly for decades until spotted by the right eyes. Coins like these remind us history isn't confined to dusty archives. It's forged into enduring metal, circulated through everyday lives, and preserved across eras, waiting for recognition. That's precisely why the Coin Studio exists, to spotlight the most thrilling revelations, the rarest gems, the hidden valuables, and the latest auction shocks from Australia's numismatic world and beyond. If you're hooked on decoding valuable coins, unearthing links to the nation's powerful past, and staying ahead of emerging trends, smash that subscribe button, enable notifications, and become part of the community. We deliver brand new, real-time discoveries, value insights, and captivating stories every single day. Keep hunting, keep examining those old coins, because the next jaw-dropping treasure isn't locked away in some far-off gallery. It might already be sitting right there, much closer than you ever dreamed, maybe even in the very pocket you're reaching into this moment. Next up, the 2005 Australian 50-cent World War II Remembrance Commemorative is one of those coins that surprises people because it looks ordinary at first, yet serious collectors know it has details that make it stand out in the modern market. The moment you hold it, the design feels more emotional and more detailed than a normal 50-cent piece, and that instantly makes people stop and look closer. This is the kind of coin that turns casual coin checking into a real treasure hunt, because the difference between an average example and a premium one can be huge depending on condition, quality, and rarity factors that many people overlook. Released in 2005, this commemorative issue was created to mark the 60th anniversary of the end of World War II, and unlike special collector-only coins, this one actually entered circulation across Australia. That means millions of people handled it in everyday transactions, making it both familiar and collectible at the same time. The reverse design shows soldiers and a solemn remembrance scene in a military cemetery, giving the coin a serious and respectful appearance that stands apart from the usual coat of arms design. Many collectors say the artwork feels almost like a small memorial frozen into metal, and that emotional connection helps maintain strong demand even years after release. Technically, the coin follows the classic Australian 50-cent specifications that collectors know well. It has the iconic 12-sided shape, a copper-nickel composition, a weight of about 55 grams, and a diameter close to 5 millimeters. The edge is smooth, and the coin uses metal alignment. These details matter because experienced collectors always check weight and dimensions to confirm originality, especially when coins have been heavily circulated or damaged over time. The obverse displays the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, with clear lettering that can help determine wear level and strike quality. One reason this coin attracts long-term interest is the balance between availability and challenge. Around 21 million circulation pieces were produced, which means the coin is common in lower grades, but high-quality examples are a completely different story. Coins that pass through circulation often show scratches, fading luster, and flattened details around the design elements. Many people assume that because the mintage is high, all examples are easy to find, but truly clean, sharply struck pieces with strong original shine are surprisingly difficult to locate. This is where condition starts separating ordinary coins from collector targets. Collectors pay close attention to surface preservation. Because these coins were transported in bulk bags, contact marks are common even on coins that were never spent. A coin that looks brilliant under normal light may still show enough small marks to lower its grade significantly. That's why professionally graded coins often sell for more than raw examples. Buyers want confidence that the coin really sits in a high-grade range. Registry collectors especially chase top grades because population numbers become much smaller at the very high end. Even a single point difference in grade can mean a major jump in desirability. Another interesting layer of collecting comes from mint errors and varieties. This issue is known to have some reported die flaws, including cut errors appearing on parts of the design, and these can attract strong attention from specialists who focus on error coins. Finding one in circulation is unlikely but not impossible, and the possibility of hidden varieties keeps people searching through rolls and coin jars. Proof versions and special set issues were also produced by the Royal Australian Mint, giving collectors several formats to chase, including highly polished proof coins and even silver-proof editions that differ from circulating pieces. Collector demand also stays active because this coin belongs to a broader group of 2005 commemoratives that many people try to complete as a set. Beginners like it because it is still possible to find examples at low cost, while advanced collectors enjoy hunting for flawless pieces or unusual errors. That combination of accessibility and challenge keeps the market alive year after year. When demand remains steady but top-quality supply stays limited, prices for exceptional examples can slowly strengthen over time. Condition grading is especially important with this coin because small differences can dramatically influence value. Circulated pieces generally remain affordable and widely available, while uncirculated coins with full luster begin to attract attention from collectors building high-end sets. Proof coins with mirrored surfaces can also command premiums when preserved perfectly, especially if certified in high grades. Auction data shows that many graded examples sell for modest amounts, reminding collectors that not every commemorative automatically becomes ultra-valuable. Quality is the real driver. Now let's talk about the value because this is what every collector wants to know. In everyday circulated condition, the coin usually trades for around face value or a small premium. Nice uncirculated examples may reach higher prices depending on eye appeal, and professionally graded high-grade pieces can move into stronger price ranges when demand is high. The widely mentioned $14,000 auction value should be understood as an extreme figure that would only apply to an extraordinary circumstance, such as a unique mint error, an ultra-high-grade condition rarity, or an exceptionally unusual auction event. Standard examples, even in good condition, do not normally reach anything close to that level, and real market sales show far more modest but still respectable collector values for quality coins. So here's why this coin keeps collectors excited. It's common enough that anyone can search for it, yet special enough that the right example can stand out dramatically. The next time you go through old rolls, inherited collections, or spare change, look closely at every 2005 50-cent coin you see. Check the shine, inspect the details, and watch for unusual die marks or errors. The biggest discoveries in coin collecting often come from coins people ignore every day, and the one you overlook today could be the piece that transforms your collection tomorrow. Next up, the 1977 Silver Jubilee 50-cent coin has that effect on people. At first glance, it looks like a regular circulating coin, but the moment you look closer, you see a design that feels special, intentional, and different from everyday change. Collectors love this coin because it sits right at the intersection of history, beautiful design, and the ongoing dream that an ordinary coin could be worth far more than anyone expects. This commemorative issue was released in 1977 to mark the 25th anniversary of the accession of Queen Elizabeth II, and it immediately stood apart from the standard coat of arms 50 cent that most people were used to seeing. The shape is the familiar 12-sided style that defines the modern Australian 50-cent series, but the reverse design is what truly makes it memorable. Instead of a traditional emblem, the coin features a central wattle blossom motif surrounded by 25 overlapping crowns, symbolizing the Silver Jubilee year. The design was created by noted coin designer Stuart Devlin and remains one of the most visually unique circulating commemoratives ever issued by the Royal Australian Mint. The obverse shows the well-known portrait used during that era, with clean lettering and a balanced layout that collectors often examine carefully when judging condition. One important detail for viewers who are serious about values is that this coin carries no mint mark because all regular circulation pieces were struck for everyday use. The coin's technical specifications follow the standard introduced after the original 1966 silver 50 cent was discontinued. Copper-nickel composition, approximately 55 grams in weight, about 5 millimeters across the flats and a plain edge. These measurements may sound simple, but experienced collectors check them closely because worn or altered coins can quickly lose collector appeal. Now here is the part many people misunderstand. Rarity does not always come from mintage alone. Around 25 million of these coins were produced for circulation, which means you can still find them in old collections, change jars, and inherited coin lots. That large number makes average circulated examples very common. But this is exactly where the real collecting story begins, because condition transforms this coin completely. A worn piece with scratches and faded detail is one thing, while a sharply struck, original luster example is something entirely different in the eyes of serious buyers. Coins from this era were transported and stored in large bags, so even many uncirculated examples received marks before ever reaching the public. That is why high-grade survivors are harder to find than people expect. Collectors pay attention to clean surfaces, crisp crown details, and strong brightness across the fields. Professional grading services often reveal how dramatic the jump in quality can be. A coin graded in a high mint state can command significantly more than one that looks similar to an untrained eye, simply because tiny imperfections make a big difference in competitive registry collections. Another factor adding excitement is the possibility of unusual mint errors or striking abnormalities. While no famous major variety dominates this issue, collectors still search for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die flaws, because any error on a popular commemorative instantly attracts attention. Proof and specially presented versions also exist from annual sets, and these coins usually have sharper details and mirror-like fields. Proof examples in top condition often sell for noticeably higher prices than typical circulation pieces, especially when certified by grading companies. Demand for this coin stays strong because it appeals to several types of collectors at once. Beginners love it because it is easy to recognize and affordable in lower grades. Experienced collectors pursue it as part of full 50-cent commemorative sets. Registry competitors chase the highest grades, creating extra pressure on the small number of truly elite examples. This combination keeps the market active year after year rather than creating short-term hype that disappears. When you compare circulation coins and uncirculated coins side by side, the difference becomes obvious. Circulated pieces usually show dull color and flattened design elements, while top uncirculated coins still flash with original mint luster and sharp definition in the crown details. This visual difference is exactly why some collectors are willing to pay much more for a coin that technically comes from the same year and same mintage. Preservation is everything. Now let's talk about value, because this is what every collector wants to hear. Most circulated 1977 Silver Jubilee 50-cent coins usually sell for only a modest premium over face value. Nice uncirculated examples can bring higher prices, and certified high-grade coins sometimes sell for tens to low hundreds of dollars depending on grade and market demand. Auction records for graded pieces show realistic selling prices far below extreme internet claims, emphasizing that condition drives price more than age alone. The often quoted figure of $15,000 should be treated as an extraordinary, highly unusual scenario, something that would likely require an exceptional error, a unique condition rarity, or a one-of-a-kind auction situation, rather than a standard circulation coin. So what should collectors take away from this? The 1977 Silver Jubilee 50-cent is a perfect reminder that everyday coins can still hold surprises. Millions were made, but only a tiny percentage survive in the kind of condition that excites serious buyers. If you have old rolls, forgotten collections, or family coin jars, this is absolutely a coin worth checking closely. Look at the shine, examine the crowns, watch for unusual errors, and never assume a familiar coin has no hidden potential. Sometimes the most overlooked piece in your collection is the one that quietly holds the biggest story, and possibly the next great discovery waiting to be found. Next up, think about this for a second. You're digging through a pile of 50-cent coins that most people would spend without a second thought, and suddenly you notice a design that looks sharper, more modern, and a little different from the usual Australian pieces. That moment of curiosity is exactly why the 2000 Millennium Year 50-cent coin continues to fascinate collectors. It represents a turning point, not just in time, but in Australian circulating coin design. And for some collectors, this coin becomes even more exciting when it shows the famous double struck or doubling error that turns an everyday coin into a serious conversation piece. The 2000 Millennium Commemorative was released to celebrate the transition into a new century and millennium, and it immediately stood out from earlier commemorative issues because of its bold, stylized flag design. Instead of traditional symbols or portraits on the reverse, the coin displays a dynamic representation of the Australian flag with modern lines and lettering that feel energetic and forward-looking. The obverse carries the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which collectors often use as a reference point when checking details and strike quality. The coin's overall appearance makes it instantly recognizable, even to people who are not serious coin collectors. Technically, this coin follows the standard specifications of Australian 50-cent pieces, but these details matter greatly when evaluating value. It is struck in copper-nickel, weighs approximately 55 grams, and measures about 5 millimeters across its 12-sided shape. It has a plain edge and metal alignment, and regular circulation issues were produced by the Royal Australian Mint. These measurements are important because collectors often verify weight and dimensions to ensure authenticity, especially when unusual varieties or potential errors are involved. Even small differences can indicate damage, alteration, or sometimes a true minting anomaly. Millions of these coins were released into circulation, which means most examples are easy to find. That's the first surprise for many viewers. The coin itself is not rare in normal condition. You can still pull one from change today, and many people have several without realizing it. But collector interest rises sharply when the coin survives in high quality or displays unusual features. The regular design is already popular because it marks a major date, yet the market truly becomes interesting when you start talking about varieties and errors. One well-known variety tied to this issue is the incused flag design, where parts of the flag appear sunk into the surface rather than raised. This variety is believed to have a smaller production run compared with standard coins, which naturally creates extra collector demand. Some collectors connect this variety with experimentation related to colored proof designs, adding another layer of intrigue. While still obtainable, these versions are watched closely by specialists and often sell for noticeably more than standard circulation examples when found in strong condition. Now let's move into the area that excites advanced collectors, the double struck or doubling error variety. A double strike happens when a coin is struck more than once by the dies, causing visible duplication in lettering, design elements, or alignment. Sometimes the effect is subtle, showing only slight doubling around numbers or text. In stronger examples, the second strike shifts enough to create dramatic overlap that instantly catches the eye. Genuine double-struck errors are rare because quality control usually removes them before release, which is why collectors treat confirmed examples with serious interest. The combination of a popular commemorative design and a clear minting error is exactly the kind of scenario that can push value far beyond normal levels.